Hey everybody, Supercross Live here on supercrossonline.com. Finally packing up Anaheim, Jim. They're finally going to tear down the track and take everything out of here as we wrap it up for the year here in Anaheim. Third time we've been here, Jim. We'll start with that 250 class. It ended up being a great night for Ken Roczen's second win of the year. This one was convincing.
Well, and I think the most important thing, he gained 5 valuable points on Eli Tomac. Eli Tomac struggling a little bit by the time he got out of that battle that he had with Cole Seeley and Baker and everything, that, you know, he got into third and realized that Martin Davalos was going to finish second and he was going to finish third, and Ken Roczen was going to win his second in a row and gain 5 more points on. But you know what, we're heading down to San Diego. I don't know what's going to happen there.
You mentioned Davalos. He ran with Roczen for much of that race. Really started to show that kind of top 3 speed that we'd seen out of Seeley, Roczen, and Tomac. Maybe it's top 4 guys now.
Well, it is, and matter of fact, I asked him a question on the podium. What did your mechanic Dave Feeney tell you? And he said, "Hey, next week's ours." You know, he knows that he can run with these guys now. And
in that 4th spot, Jim, a good ride for Kyle Cunningham.
Yeah, we've talked about it before with his team manager, Ryan Morris. He should be in that top 5 position, but a 4th for Kyle Cunningham was excellent. And you know, the guy in 5th, Jason Anderson, what a great ride he put, because at one point, I didn't know if he was going to break into that top 5.
Yeah, good race all around for the 250s. On the 450s, it was a historic night for KTM because Ryan Dungey finally got a start, got the win, so he and Roczen taking it home for KTM.
Yeah, that's pretty powerful stuff. You know, I mean, you saw him do it in the outdoors. I believe it was Unadilla when Dungey won and Roczen won a moto, and then Marvin Muskin won the other one, but Marvin got the overall. But just pretty cool to see KTM come away with a 250 Supercross win with Ken Roczen, and then in that 450 Supercross win for Ryan Dungey here tonight in Anaheim. Just the adversity that Ryan Dungey had to go through tonight. I mean, you know, you're sitting on the starting line, you go to take off, the air shock, it's blown. It's sitting like a chopper, you know. You ride back up to the tunnel, you're getting that last chance, you got the last gate pick, things are going through your mind. I got to get the bike out. He didn't get it out. He almost went down and kind of a little, you know, not a pilot, but just, you know, kind of derailed him a little bit. He gets into third. He's got to run down a couple of guys. Phil Nicoletti makes a mistake. He gets by him, but, you know, that last chance race, you know, he gets second. He gets the last pick on the gate, and he's on that far outside, and man, he left it on, you know.
Well, you gave him a little talking to right before the main, right before he started.
Well, you know, I like everybody out here. You know, I think all these guys are great guys, and I just thought that he needed a little bit, everything that he'd been through. I just told him, hey, one time in Seattle, I came through the last chance, and I hole shot to the outside in Seattle in the main event. It can be done. I mean, you know, he willed his way around that outside, you know, and left it on a little bit longer. And this track, you know, going into the first turn, everyone kind of dove to the inside, where if you are on the outside and you leave it on just that split second a little bit longer, you can actually get out, and he stayed out of trouble. I mean, you know, the second and third corner, there was a little bit of tussling going on there, but it was a great win for Ryan Dungey. But, you know, phenomenal racing behind him. He just kind of went out and rode his own race. But I mean, you know, James Stewart and Davey Millsaps and Barsha, I mean, what a main event they put on.
Yeah, Millsaps and Stewart was great, former teammates going at it. And talk about Dungey getting up and getting his first win of the year, but Millsaps has been the most consistent rider this year.
He doesn't want to let go of that red background.
No, he won't have to this week.
Yeah, he got it after Anaheim, and he's held on to it 5 rounds, and what a great effort that team has put together with you know, Davey Millsaps over there. And then, you know, you got to take your hats off to Justin Barsha. I mean, it was lap 18 before he got around James Stewart, and you know, James Stewart has nothing to be ashamed of. I mean, that 4th tonight was great for James Stewart, considering what happened last week in Oakland. And you know what? I mean, Davey at one point told me in an interview that he thought maybe James might have caught his knee again or something. But I mean, just to ride through that and get a 4th, I mean, James Stewart fans, you got to be happy with that 4th.
Good tough ride by Chad Reed too, coming from behind to get into that top 5 spot. Great night in Anaheim. We're headed to San Diego next. Remember, we have a big weekend of coverage. We have live streaming. We'll be having Supercross Live 2 to 5 p.m. Pacific time, followed by Arena Cross live from Pennsylvania. Ricky Carmichael will in fact be there, so if you're going to attend, be sure and get an autograph from the GOAT. And then live coverage of Supercross racing that night on Speed. So that's it for Anaheim, unless Jim has something else.
Well, I was going to say, don't forget about Sunday, the Ryan Villapoto story. I mean, that's not the name of it, but I like to call it the Ryan Villapoto story. I mean, 10 o'clock, or actually 9 o'clock on the Pacific on CBS. I mean, it's a great story, and yeah, it'll be great to see that.
All right, the 60th race in Anaheim for the 450s goes to Ryan Dungey. Ken Roczen takes home the 250s and completes a historic night for KTM.